Hey Eagles fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into the Eagles Report, and today, could we be packaging Andre Dillard and Alshon Jeffery in order to move the wide receiver's contract? Plus, could the Eagles get not one free agent cornerback, but rumors of two? Before we start, though, go ahead and give me a question in the comments section down below. Use your hashtag Eagles, type a question, and I will answer it in a Friday mailbag. So we'll answer all of your guys' free agent and draft questions with your questions down below of this video. So leave a comment, hashtag Eagles, and ask whatever you guys would like regarding Philadelphia. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. All right, so let's go ahead and start with some of the rumors that are coming out of the NFL Combine, and one in particular that I think needs our attention, I think has some legitimacy behind it, which is both good and bad. So ESPN's Philadelphia Eagles reporter Tim McManus has been hearing a lot of Combine rumors and recently spoke to Bleeding Green Nation regarding potential for these things to actually happen. So the Eagles, we know, need to dump Alshon Jeffery's contract. I'm convinced that you've got to somehow find a way to get rid of Alshon Jeffery. Now, we've talked about it. It's hard to do with the injury and the post-June 1st trade clause and all that sort of mess. But the easier you can, the quicker you can find a way to do it, the better for Philadelphia. We also know that Jason Peters is, and that the Eagles are not sold on their rookie left tackle, Andre Dillard, who they drafted at number 22 overall just this past season. So ESPN's Tim McManus, who, if you don't know who he is the Eagles reporter for ESPN. Like, ESPN gives each team a reporter. Tim McManus is the one who covers the Eagles. He was asked about what he heard at the Combine, saying, quote, "There have been whispers, I guess, coming out of the Combine. The one that reached me is the idea that Dillard would be packaged with Alshon Jeffery in order to help unload that contract." Now, that's a whisper. That's a buzz. But it tells you that there's at least these rumors that are circulating. I don't expect anything to happen in that degree, but I think that it's at least interesting that they are starting to come closer to the idea of Peters returning. I think it suggests that, at minimum, they are not 100% sure or confident that Dillard is ready to step in now and be the guy. Okay, a ton to go ahead and break down. There are three parts to this quote. The one, saying that they need to unload the Alshon Jeffery contract. They are convinced that Alshon Jeffery is not going to be an Eagle going into 2020, which means you're either going to sign one in free agency or, as we all expect, draft the future at wide receiver in the upcoming NFL draft, which is as loaded as it comes. Judy, Lamb, Ruggs, Denzel Mims could be a first rounder now, Jalen Reagor, Laviska Shenault. I mean, good Lord, there's a lot of great wide receivers in this draft, and it makes sense to go ahead and let go of Alshon Jeffery to get rid of that contract, free up cap space, while also creating the opportunity to go ahead and bring in some young talent on the outside, which also shows that they are not 100% sold on Andre Dillard, which we actually need to kind of break down right now. If the Eagles have whiffed on Andre Dillard, that is an absolutely massive miss for Philadelphia. What's worse, look at the players taken after Andre Dillard at number 22. So the Eagles could have had, wait for it, Josh Jacobs, the running back, who I know, he had Miles Sanders, but still, Marquise Brown, the speedster wide receiver out of Oklahoma. He turned out to be a Raven, played well. Montez Sweat, the pass rusher down there in Washington. And finally, Jonathan Abram, who was going to be a star safety this year. Saw him on Hard Knocks with the Oakland Raiders, but eventually succumbed to an injury and didn't play a lot overall. Those are a lot of players that were proven good picks by their teams that went behind Andre Dillard at number 22. So we were all sold that Andre Dillard was the best left tackle in the 2019 draft. The Eagles got a steal at him being number 19 or number 22. But if you have whiffed on that, and you're already going to go ahead and trade him away, what does that say about our first-round scouting? What's that say about Howie Roseman, our GM? It's a bad look. It's a bad look overall. Now, you can mask that by trading him and packaging him with Alshon Jeffery to say, hey, we needed to get rid of him because we got to get rid of Alshon Jeffery, right? You can see how they're going to try and spin this. But overall, as badly as I want to get rid of Alshon Jeffery, if it comes at the price of admitting that you failed and whiffed on your first-round draft pick last year, which is something you cannot do in the National Football League. There's a lot of talent in drafts, and if we're missing, it feels like Danny Watkins all over again whenever we drafted him out of Baylor, who didn't play football in years because he was a firefighter, and you whiffed on that one. It just doesn't feel right overall. Now, this would be good, and it would also be bad, as we explained. But I'm curious what you guys think overall about this. Let me know in the comment section down below. Do you think Dillard is going to be an Eagle long-term? Do you believe in Andre Dillard? Should he be the starting left tackle? Do you want to get rid of Alshon this badly? I'm just curious how we're going to go ahead and feel about this going forward. Because, again, Tim McManus is as plugged in as it gets. He was at the NFL Combine, and you can see how these rumors come out where the Eagles are like, hey, listen, Jets, we know you need a wide receiver, but you don't want to take on the Alshon contract because he's injured and stuff. What if we throw in a left tackle? Then you'd be okay with that, right? Now, in the end, the Eagles could go ahead and get some good draft capital back for Dillard and Alshon Jeffery, maybe a second or a third. They could then spend that on a rookie offensive lineman who might turn out to be better. That's all real. I'm just saying that we're really going to admit that Andre Dillard, just last year, the first-round draft pick, was an absolute bust. It's a bad look for Philadelphia. Final bit of news here, and that is regarding two cornerbacks in free agency. Not one, but two cornerbacks in free agency. So A.J. Boye was traded to Denver a couple of days ago for a fourth-round draft pick. My initial thought on this was, why the heck didn't the Eagles do this trade? Like, a fourth-round draft pick, the Eagles have multiple fourths. Why didn't you do this trade? Doesn't make any sense. Then I started to realize the whole Byron Jones Philadelphia rumors are real. Like, the whole Byron Jones for Philadelphia, to getting traded or signed by Philadelphia, are very, very real. And NFL.com Jason Lockenfora thinks that there could be two cornerbacks taken by our Philadelphia Eagles in free agency. Not one, but two, and the other one would be Chris Harris Jr. So, with Denver seemingly being out of the running now to either re-sign Chris Harris Jr. or to go ahead and get Byron Jones, because they traded for A.J. Boye, that leaves Philadelphia as the number one team that needs a cornerback this free agency, and they have the money to go ahead and get not one, but two. Now, we know that Byron Jones is going to be expensive, $17, $18 million a year. It's ridiculous, but that's the price you got to pay for a star cornerback. Chris Harris Jr. a little bit cheaper, but can play in the slot or on the other side in terms of the outside. So you could have a scenario where you could have like Avonte Maddox be the other corner on the outside, and then play Chris Harris in the nickel in the slot, and then have Byron Jones on the other side. This would be absolutely crazy, and it's all reported from NFL.com's Jason Lockenfora saying that Philadelphia needs two corners, and they can make a big splash by go ahead and getting two instead of just one. Now, Chris Harris Jr.'s aging is like 31 years old. He'd be cheaper than Byron Jones, but if you're trying to just see one of these cornerbacks hit in a free agent class that is very, very strong, with the Eagles, as we've talked about, have not been great going ahead and signing free agent cornerbacks, you could get two instead of one, and then be like, hey, we got two, as long as one works, it'd be really, really good. If they get two, don't expect them to draft anybody, because Sidney Jones is still going to be there. Rasul Douglas will still be there. Avonte Maddox is still going to be there. I believe Crayvon LeBlanc is still going to be there as well. It's more like you lose Darby and Mills, and you replace them with Byron Jones and Chris Harris Jr. So for me, I'm okay with that. I've said before, you go corner in free agency, get an established corner now. You go wide receiver in the NFL draft. Just makes too much sense to not go that way. You could, flip on them would be very, very strange. But I want to present the idea to you guys of getting two free agent cornerbacks instead of one. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Before we go, if you guys not subscribed to the Eagles Report, I would greatly appreciate it if you did, because we're approaching 6,000 subs here on the channel. We're going to be doing a lot of more live videos here as well. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see what we're doing tomorrow evening for a potential live video here on the Eagles Report. We're trying to essentially connect with you guys as much as possible here on the channel and build the best and fastest growing Eagles channel on YouTube. If you've not clicked the notification bell, if you're already subscribed, if you haven't clicked the little bell next to the notification thing, then you might not be notified whenever we release our most recent Eagles Report. And the statistics on the channel show that not all the subscribers are notified whenever we drop a new video. So if you subscribe, I'd like to contact our content, you should go ahead and click the notification bell as well. That way you are notified whenever we go ahead and drop the latest and greatest Eagles Report. Because again, we're approaching 6,000 subs, fastest growing Eagles channel on YouTube, and it's all thanks to your guys' help. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. There we go. All the time we have for today. Could the Eagles be trying to package Andre Dillard and Alshon Jeffery? On one hand, it looks great. On the other, it's a very bad indictment on your first-round pick last year. And finally, could you be spending opening up two slots in free agency, not spending money for two cornerbacks to go ahead and bolster a secondary that, again, was the weak spot of the Philadelphia Eagles last year, which would solve a draft problem, meaning you can go wide receiver, you can go O-line and linebacker in the NFL draft and really focus in on those key positions to try to go ahead and bolster the offense and both the defense for another Super Bowl run getting ready in 2020. All time we have for today. For the Eagles Report, I'm Thomas Mott, signing off. Enjoy the rest of your day. Did you like that video? Thanks for watching, but why don't you click this video right here, because we did it just a couple of days ago, and guess what? It's about the Eagles too. Like that video? Why don't you subscribe right down here? That way you're notified whenever we release more videos here on the Eagles Report. It's the fastest growing Eagles channel here on YouTube. Video, subscribe, click them right now. Go ahead, click them. Did you like that video? Thanks for watching, but why don't you click this video right here, because we did it just a couple of days ago, and guess what? it's about the Eagles too. Like that video? Why don't you subscribe right down here? That way you're notified whenever we release more videos here on the Eagles Report. It's the fastest growing Eagles channel here on YouTube. Video, subscribe, click them right now. Go ahead, click them.